What I love the most about CNK's performance is when he re-signed those extra few years, I was a bit surprised, to be honest. I was like, I felt like he was getting to that point in his career where he could still go over to the Super League, absolutely kill it, get a decent contract. And I felt like because he's such a high work rate player, had he almost like worked himself to the point where he couldn't bounce back to that top tier form this year. How wrong I was. He was absolutely phenomenal on the weekend. And he truly is, like, he's part of the heart and soul of that side. The amount of work he gets through. In the first half alone, he was already over 200 metres. He had 17 runs. And the amount of times that the Warriors are on the back foot, they're in the grind. And CNK, Charnze Nicoll-Klokstad, just rocks up for that tough hit up. It is unbelievable. He was absolutely outstanding on the weekend, and he is our hungriest player. And I tell you, just a really good example of sometimes nice guys do win. They don't finish last, because CNK, one of the nicest guys in rugby league, an outstanding fullback.
I was the same, mate, a few weeks ago when it sounded like he was going over there. I sort of went, yeah, okay. He's at that part of his career. He'll do really well over there. You know, you've got a Joey Manu who could become available. They've got Tane Tuilagi at the club. They've got all these things that they can do, the Warriors. I sort of went, okay, I get it. When he re-signed, I was a little bit surprised, but I mean, when you have a look at, you know, the two teams he's been in, your Raiders side, Timmy, like, they were just a team made of ticker. They weren't the most talented side or any of that sort of stuff. Like, I think he got to the end of that grand final, he couldn't walk because of cramp. He just worked himself to a standstill. And then, you know, yesterday, 346 metres. Like,
100 post-contact.
Like, when you talk about guys that, you know, personify the Warriors, you know, we always have these hard-nosed front rowers and all that. But, you know, I've said it a number of times. I think this is... this Warriors team, I think they would beat any Warriors team that's come before them. I think there has been better Warriors teams as far as their upside and all that. But this team just hangs in every single contest, and I think he's one of the faces of that.
He is so important absorbing pressure.
Yeah.
Yesterday, their ability to absorb pressure when they were under the pump with the Rabbidos, he's a big part of that because he takes those tough carries when they need it. I think as well with CNK, like, he's a really good example of sometimes the best individual player isn't the best player for the position in the system that you have. And we've been fighting tooth and nail for CNK at fullback for a very long time at the Warriors. And a lot of people are like, you got to put RTS back there. Is RTS a better player than CNK? Yes, he is. Does he suit their system better, though? No, he doesn't. He's better on the wing. And CNK just proving that. Keeping a guy like RTS out of the fullback position, a Dally M winner, and he deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. What do you reckon, Timmy?
Yeah, and like the question was around... There's never going to be any doubt around Charnze's ability to, you know, run for his 200-plus metres and take a lot of the tough carries and do all that. It was around, has he lost a bit of that spark to his game and that creativity and his ability as a modern-day fullback that you need to be able to impact games and turn to for big moments? Charnze has answered that question in recent weeks with not just the 340 metres, but like he had 8 tackle busts. He was the difference in this game, really.
Yeah.
And there was 2 fullbacks that was just going absolutely toe-to-toe, and Charnze won the battle. He was phenomenal in this game.
And it's such a good point because you look across it and you've got this absolute genetic freak in Latrell Mitchell, one of the greatest players of his generation. And then, don't get me wrong, Charnze is a very talented player, but he's just all ticker, like genuinely just all ticker. And the battle was unbelievable.
Latrell Mitchell, and we'll talk about him more later, obviously, but was exceptional in this game. He couldn't have done much more to win the Rabbidos and keep him in this game and keep him in the contest. He ran for 104 metres.
Yeah.
Charnze ran for like 3.5 times what Latrell did.
Charnze's post-contact metres was 100.
Yeah, there you go.
And so it just shows you the different types of fullbacks they are. But also, just because you aren't that genetic absolute freak, you can impact the game in other ways, which is just ticker, fitness, just keep turning up. New Zealand Warriors versus Rabbidos. I've got to say this. I'm jealous. I watched this game as a jealous fan because I'm going, mate, these two sides have so much ticker, so much grit, so much will. They're missing players or they're not missing players. They just hang in games for as long as they possibly can. I mean, the New Zealand Warriors absorbed all this pressure in the first half. Then that looks like they come out in the second half, looks like they're going to run away with it. And then Rabbidos go, nah, we're not going to go down without a fight. They just eventually hold on. I think both teams can take a lot out of this. I thought this was a outstanding game of rugby league, and as I said, they make you jealous because you go, on paper, this should be the week that they fall apart or whatever. Like, look, like they've got 6 and a 7 that are new combinations, and they might be missing Fish or Barnett goes down, he's out injured for the rest of the game. But whoever goes up next is just next up mentality. this is a bloody good game to watch and a bloody good win for the Warriors as well.
Yeah, huge win for the Warriors. Obviously, they've played in some pretty tight games recently and whatnot. And honestly, after what they've put their bodies through over the last few weeks, I wasn't convinced they had 36 points in them this game to hang on. But
they've won four on the trot in Sydney. I think it's the first time since their inaugural year that they've done that.
Yeah, and what they've lost 1 or 2 games since coming back from Vegas. 2.
Like, think of the injuries these guys have had. Like, think of the excuses both teams have had to pack this season in. And yet they're both still fighting. You know, the Rabbidos, like, they're not even close to full strength. Like, they are so far away from full strength, and they nearly pipped this game in the end there. Like, and also, like, if you take out a 10, 15-minute period, they do win the game. They clocked off for a 10, 15-minute period. Warriors took advantage of it. As I said, I watched this game as a jealous fan, just so happy to watch two teams that were just playing for each other. Like, both these teams prove that if you play for each other, it doesn't matter who the man is beside you. Obviously, you need a certain level, but if they're an NRL caliber player, if you're playing for each other, you can go a pretty long way in the NRL. You really can. A really, really fun game to watch. We'll start with the Warriors. We'll get to the Rabbidos. What do you think of this game, Timmy?
It just had everything, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
so good.
Warriors looked home for a while, then Latrell Mitchell off the back of Origin basically just carried him on his back. Like, it was absolutely sublime what he did that back half of the game. Alex Johnston brought up 200s. We'll get to him shortly. And it just had a bit of everything. Like, even you add in the controversy around Mitchie Barnett going off 20 minutes into the game injured, so the Warriors had to lift themselves through that as well. It was an absolute cracker in great conditions in Sydney for it as well. And yeah, as you said, just the Warriors with another win on the road again. They're at the point where I'm just not waiting for the wheels to fall off, but like just have a down week. And every time we go to the tips now, I'm like, just don't overthink them. Just pick the Warriors to win because
it's a bit like the Raiders.
It is. It's like they've given no reason to jump off them and suggest they are going to have a bad week. Like
this week will be interesting, taking on the Sharkies, obviously coming off a bye. But I'm the same, boys. I don't know if I can tip against the Wires at the moment.
You could make the argument that this is the best a Warriors side has ever looked, period.
Yeah, you could. You genuinely could. And people will go back to the grand final sides and all that. But I think this side hangs in the contest more than any Warriors team I've seen before. Like, 2023 was exciting. It wasn't like this.
I'll put it out there. I reckon this is the most mentally tough Warriors side I've ever seen.
That's the word for it, yes.
Because they will truly hang in anything. Any contest, they will hang in it. Like the amount of games they've lost momentum and should have lost and been run over, but they just wrangle it back somehow. It's just amazing. And again, Metcalf and Harris Tavita, they haven't even come close to hitting their straps yet. Like, they really haven't. Like, Metcalf had a bloody good game on the weekend. But I reckon there are still levels left in Metcalf to reach as a 7. Like, he's 15 games into his NRL career, maybe 20 at most. Like, imagine when this bloke hits his straps.
Then you had Harris Tavita just had a year off.
Yeah, mate, it is just, it's amazing. It is amazing what they're doing. Absolutely amazing.
Just on that note as well, good things they're doing. The New South Wales Cup won again on the weekend. They're 11-1. They've scored the most points in the competition. They're the only team to score 400 points so far. And mate, they've got the best defence in New South Wales Cup by the next closest is 50 points away from them.
Wow.
30 points away from them, sorry.
We might be witnessing, juggernaut being birthed. And I'll tell you what, speaking of juggernauts being birthed, there is a play that you watch if you're a Warriors fan, and it must make you so excited. Something that you may never have seen before in regards to the fact that these players are locked up long term. But Vaimanga offloads to Charnze, I think, and then Charnze offloads to Leka Halasima, and then he scores. To watch that all connect together and then realise that you have those two boys signed up to at least 2027, maybe even to 2029, like, the Warriors are set when it comes to young talent at the moment. They are already at 19, 20 years old impacting games like that. And it was purely off their own, like, a big fella like Leka Halasima having the footwork that he did to score. Then you had Vaimanga, his ability to win contact and offload. Like, the fact that those two joined for such a good try, like, that must be so exciting as a Warriors fan going, we might have another decade of this.
Genuine game breakers at any point.
Literally any point. You can throw Halasima or Vaimanga the ball and a try might be scored. Anywhere on the field.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That's unbelievable. Usually, the Melbourne Storm sign Leka Halasima. The Broncos get Vaymunga. You know what I mean? Like, usually these guys go to the Roosters or something like that. Right now, they've just signed 4 or 5 year deals at the Warriors. Like, this doesn't usually happen at the Warriors. They usually lose all their best young talent to the top tier sides. That's what's exciting at the moment.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a big, 24, 48 hours for the Warriors, pending Mitch Barnett.
Oh, but you know what? I got faith. If he's done for the season, obviously it's a fucking massive loss. I've got faith that they'll be a lesser version, but they won't go to water like they have in the past. I mean, they literally beat. They just lost to the Raiders, missing Barnett and Fisher Harris.
Yep.
So hopefully it comes back as just an MCL, not an ACL. But I got faith that the Warriors will be able to sort it out.
That's the beauty of it as well. Like, if they can hold on to their position now and they get to finals week 1 and they're dragging a team across the ditch, win over there, like, you're only 1 win away from a grand final.
Absolutely. And who knows?
That game would be over there too, wouldn't it, then? If they're the home side?
If they're in the top 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, surely.
So
at least one of them would be, I think. The second one, if they finish 4th, their second game would be over there and they lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they were to win finals week 1, then their next game would also
Prelim,
be.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, mate. Absolutely. And I know Barnett's a massive loss, but here's Jackson Forward's stats for the weekend. 59 minutes, 151 metres, 44 post contact, 2 tackle breaks, 37 tackles, 0 errors. Like, I know he's not on Barnett's level, but he's playing the best footy he's ever played at the moment. The Warriors coming off the bench, filling a hole there. And, who's to say that Vaymunga can't come in or Laban can't come in? I mean, that's the thing. Laban's 18th man still. Yeah, mate, it's exciting times.
I think what they'll do is I would assume they maybe just bring Halasima to start and Niokora goes back to a middle rotation. They could keep it as is, but it's like...
Mate, Niokora, not bad.
He's playing such good footy.
He's playing like he used to play at the Eels at the moment. He's going so well on the edge there.
Do you remember, and I don't know how long ago it was, but when Zion signed with the Bulldogs and we all sort of went, oh, fuck, are they going to lose these guys? I haven't thought about it since.
It's crazy. And I don't think he's even debuted yet for the Dogs.
He hasn't played for Canberra, I don't think, no.
It is just... yes, will they win the comp this year? Well, it remains to be seen. But what I can promise you, we have never seen a Warriors club in this strong position, ever, in my opinion.
And for the first time, if they don't win the comp this year, I don't think they're going to beat themselves. It's going to take a good footy side to knock them over.
Mate, good luck playing them over there in a finals game. You're going to walk off that field very fucking sore. Very fucking. Because what you're getting a mixture of what makes the Warriors great is these incredible athletes. They're big, they're powerful and strong, mixed with discipline, mental toughness, a bit of flair as well with Metcalf in 7. We say it every single week. I'm just going to get a counter up and just say it once a week. Matter of fact, I'm just going to press a recording. The side has gotten better after losing Harris, Adam Fanor-Blake and Shaun Johnson. How is that even possible? And
Dylan Walker.
And Dylan Walker. I mean, Aaron Clark, he might win bloody lock of the year at the moment. He'd be my Dally M lock of the year right now.
Yeah.
Actually a favourite, yeah.
He couldn't even get a start at the Titans. This is how good the system is at the Warriors. They took a guy from the Titans that couldn't even get a start off the bench and was playing 9, playing front row, playing 13 sometimes, to he might win a Dally M medal at the Warriors. That shows you how good this system is right now. It's super, super exciting. In regards to individual performances, we already spoke about Charnze, so go to Hungriest Player and check that out. I mean, it was the Metcalf show, wasn't it? Just his brilliance got him across the line in the end. I know eventually the Rabbidos were coming back, but it really was his brilliance that made them edge away there after half time. Who stood up for you guys?
Metcalf has to be well and truly in the running for a Dahlia medal this year, doesn't he? He'd have to be.
Mate.
I think he was leading before it went behind closed doors this week.
Has it gone behind closed doors now?
Yes, behind closed doors, and I'm pretty sure you're right. He was at the very least in the top 5. He was definitely in the top 5.
He jumped over Will Kennedy a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Surely he might not have got 6 on the weekend, but he would have got at least 3, wouldn't he?
Yeah, so he would have gone CNK. You know what? You never fucking know.
Yeah, you do.
Jesus Christ. Mate, some of these. Anyway. Yeah, mate, he'd have to be up there. He'd have to be up there, absolutely. What a turnaround as well. Luke Metcalf, a guy that struggled with injury, couldn't get a start. Even when he got to the Warriors, it was like, he did his hammy again. And all of a sudden, they're essentially sitting in the top 2.
Yeah, so he held the outright lead last weekend on 31 points. Will Kennedy was in second, who obviously collected nothing over the weekend. Teddy was on 28. I don't know how many points he would have got for the Roosters, realistically. Terrell May, I don't think he would have got many points. I think the Cowboys would have taken most of the points in that game. Payne Haas, Isaiah Katoa. Mate, I reckon of the top 5 Dally M's this weekend, he was probably the only one that got more than 2 points.
Wow.
He was already in front.
How good's Nicoll been? Jeez, he's been strong. You mean?
He's been like probably the best footy he's played since being at the Warriors. And it's like it's shown. He spent so much time coming off the bench and chopping between middle and edge. And I thought 2 weeks ago, like when Hallerstein would lock down that starting edge role, I'm like, all right, Nicoll will just be in the middle now. And that was when they'd shifted Catewood to centre at different stages. And I'm like, all right, this is what it is now. But Webby has so much faith in him and justified by his form. It's like, no, they go back to the bench. Like Nicoll is our man. He's been awesome for them.
So good. And like fulfilling that potential, he's this huge ball running, great line on the edges. Like he should be decimating sides and he's finally feeling that potential. So listen, just so exciting at the Warriors right now. It really is. Okay. On to the Rabbitohs. I mean, far out. Talk about Charlie Mitch just going, I'm turning it on now. Oh my God. That second half. Fuck. He just went like, nah, enough's enough. I'm going to try and win this game. And did what Latrell Mitchell does. Did what Latrell Mitchell does. And it's scary. It is scary for New South Wales and in Origin. When he's in this kind of mood, when he's confident like this, he's about to do some damage in Origin. And he was he had some good moments in Origin, some great defence for periods, probably a little bit overshone by Critter. So what scares me as a Queenslander is game 2, he's not going to be overshadowed by anyone.
And just, you sat there on Wednesday night and obviously New South Wales were dominant in that game, but I walked away going, geez, Rob Toya is ready for this. And then you watch Latrell and I know he's playing a different position and all that, but just the impact he had on this game, I just sat back and went, geez, it's good to remind yourself what Rob Toya handled the other night.
Mate,
what
crazy.
Great.
It got lost in the noise because Queensland got dominated, but it was a great debut from Toya.
He was great.
A great debut. In regards to the Rabbitohs, and we'll speak about Keon, I'm sure, but I thought Jai Arrow's first, especially his first stint, was absolutely phenomenal. And it was that dog that Queensland missed, in my opinion.
If he is not named for you guys next week, I will be over the moon.
Gotta be. He's gotta be. Surely. He does all the tough stuff. He's mobile. He's fit. He can play multiple positions. Surely.
Him and Big Red, like they come in, they both had that dog factor. As you said, they're mobile forwards, can play between middle and edge. Got to do it.
Like, surely. Because I thought, especially his first stint, like, him and Keon had the Warriors under the pump. The South just couldn't execute. They couldn't find the points. And granted, maybe that was because the Warriors were good in defence, but the Warriors had to absorb a lot of pressure, and that was off the back of Keon and Jai Arrow, which is like you're going up against Barnett and Fish in that first 20 minutes, and they still managed to do it.
Yeah, shout out to Jai Arrow. It's going to be tough to do his State of Origin podcast when he's lining up in the back row for him.
True. Maybe live from the...
Does he?
But he has to be there.
Sorry, mate.
No, I think he's just like, without getting into it again and whatnot, I just thought there was moments in that Origin the other night where it didn't feel like Queensland were as assured of themselves as they normally are in the Origin arena. And I just feel like they're missing a guy like him that is just not going to take a backward step.
He's an Origin player.
He's an Origin player, out now.
He's made for Origin.
Does he? I think we all like him as a middle, but from a Maroons Origin perspective where you have a fair few middles as is, I mean, granted you'd still use him there, but does he solve sort of an edge dilemma for you and just play him on the edge and play in big minutes, or what do you do?
I didn't mind. Cotter got through his work.
He did his job.
Good in defence is all you need, and then just get Arrow through the middle just to try and go toe-to-toe with your Spencers. And also, like, when Lomax gets the ball, I want someone trying to take his head off. And that's Arrow. And look, will he miss? He might miss, but at least he's trying to take his head off.
Personally, I don't edge middle. I actually don't care. I just think he needs to be in the team somewhere.
Yeah. He's outstanding. Let's just talk about him. But Keon Koloamatangi, once again, a try, 27 runs, 216 metres, 79 post-contact, played 80 minutes in the middle, 8 tackle breaks, a line break, 40 tackles. I mean, he has to be selected for New South Wales, in my opinion. I think they'll actually go in a different direction, but I think you guys would be insane not to select Keon if Barnett's down.
It would be insane to go in a different direction. Unfortunately, I think we will.
You've got a guy there that can cover anywhere in the forward pack, and also he is killing it, and he has killed it in Origin as well.
I reckon they'll go him.
Surely.
I reckon they'll pick him.
I don't think so. I think they'll go with Stefano, who they were going to pick up if Payne Haas was out. I would go Keon.
I'm happy with that. Aren't you happy with that?
I just felt there was a Tigers push behind
Ignore that. I just look at the numbers and I just go, him or Terrell?
I'm with you. I'm with you. It was funny though.
Yeah.
You are
There's
funny.
probably a bit of Tigers.
I'd pick Keon in a heartbeat. I would have picked him for game one, but I don't know. I just feel optically, I think they will go Stefano.
Okay.
But like the fact that, because you probably, if Mitchie's out, I guess you just start Maxi King. I want impact off the bench. I see that in Keon, because it'd be a shorter stint, probably 30 to 40. The impact he could have in that shorter stint, I think it's more than Stefano. So I'm not convinced he will get picked, but I'd be going off.
And just to that point, we thought there was a chance we might not have Payne Haas, the most impactful forward in the game, and they were going to go Stefano. So.
Remember, a few years ago, playing 80 minutes in the middle was just unheard of, and now blokes are starting to do it for fun.
It's crazy.
Keon's just doing it without breaking a sweat.
Yeah.
Too. It's like, how?
I just think that the amount of athletes, the pool for players coming into NRL, it's so much bigger now. We're essentially opened up all to the islands. The game is getting bigger, so more people are choosing this over union and everything like that. I just think that the athletes, it wasn't like that 30 years ago. There weren't these incredible Polynesian players. There was a few, but not now. There's a lot, and so I think that's changing the core of the game.
But I think it's also just lifting the level in general, because we saw Dylan Egan do it a few weeks ago. He did the same thing at a very high click. It's not just the Polynesian boys that are coming in, but I think they are taking it to a new standard that everyone.
What impressive, Egan, I can for example, a guy like Cam Murray and Egan, those guys, I can it's still incredible. Expect it though. What makes me so impressed with the Polynesians is they're 118 kilos and they're doing it. We never used to see a guy as Payne Haas's size. Oh yeah, we need 80 minutes from it. Yeah, sweet, no worries. But you're right though. You're absolutely right. The floor is lifted. They're
Jack Williams was going to be my other example too. I think that there is a new, and I think this started when Payne Haas debuted. Everyone went, oh fuck.
Yeah.
It's been lifted.
The game's changed.
Yeah. And so you're right. It's a mixture of both things, like the sports science and the recovery and the training and because back in the day, the training we used to do, it was for long distance stuff. We used to go run 4Ks or something. It's what does running 4Ks have to do with repeat speed efforts in the game? Anyway, back to the Rabbitohs performance. Just want to give Alex Johnston a massive shout out. 3 tries, 200 metres, 8 tackle breaks, a line break. One of them was obviously an intercept, but surely they just re-sign him and let him get he might get the record this year.
10 to go? 13 to go?
12 to go. No, sorry. 13 to go. 13 to go. What an incredible feat. And what's crazy is that when you actually look at his age, Johnston, I don't think he's actually super old.
I think he's 30.
So, he's got another year or two in him. He'll get it, surely. It's got to be at the Rabbidos too.
Yeah, because there's, been multiple reports that he has been offered around to clubs.
Yep.
Wayne's tried to do it before, so hopefully he can have more games like this and change the mind. Or, as you said, mate, it wouldn't be unlike AJ to score, especially during the Origin period. He could do it. He can score 9 tries in 3 weeks.
Easy. He's done it before plenty of times.
You had Cody Walker to come back into that on the left edge, Latrell sweeping out the back. He could walk it in, maybe not walk it in, but he could do it this year for sure.
Yeah. Look at this spine. Havili, Humphreys, Sullivan.
Yeah.
And I'm giving them a rap. They're taking it to a side that's sitting in there's a second, I think. They're second or equal second or third.
Just before we move on AJ quickly too, realistically, if Latrell wants to get him that record, he'll get him the fucking record.
Yeah.
If Latrell wants to get him that record this
one
year,
of those passes was unbelievable. I cannot, for the layman watching that just might be just watch rugby league casually, to land the ball there so that he's catching it out like that, but also at full speed, Watene-Zelezniak couldn't do anything. He was in the right position, but the ball was so pinpoint that no matter what the only way Watene-Zelezniak makes that tackle is if he had already made the wrong decision. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Latrell was relying on Watene-Zelezniak to be in the correct position to outplay him like that. The pinpoint accuracy of that pass. If Andrew Johns threw that pass, we'd be going, that's incredible. Latrell Mitchell threw that pass. He's 6'4". He's 110 kilos or 105 kilos or whatever. I cannot express how hard that is to throw. It's amazing.
And on the flip side, he only throws that pass because he knows he's got a winger that is in the right spot every single time. I see people online that AJ just falls over the line all the time, but he puts himself in the right spot every single time.
Falls over the line. Okay, first of all, that catch was out in front of him like that, and he had to be exactly where he needed to be.
Mate, there's so many wingers that not only don't score that, don't get a hand to it.
Don't get close to it. Then also, the other try, he had to keep it in one hand, getting tackled and reach out and not do a double movement. And then the other try was an intercept. So don't come at me with this, he falls over the line. No, he's one of the greatest finishers we've ever seen. There is an art to finishing tries. Like, it's not as simple as just pass me the ball, I'll score.
It's because he makes it look easy.
Yeah.
That's the thing. People are like, oh, well, that's an easy try. It's because he gets his hips in the best position every single time, and he makes it look so easy.
And, like, it's not like the Rabbidos have just been this dominant side for every time he's been playing, that he's been on top of the table the whole time. Like, they've been in and out of the 8 at times. They push for top 4. It's just amazing. He's
just fallen over the line 200 times. Just got lucky 200 times. Right place, right time.
All 3 of the tries he scored required a high ability of finishing.
I say, like, to your point, Kempy, the one with that Latrell unbelievable ball that you would almost suggest came out of nowhere because it was that freaking good, and Latrell just goes bang. Another winger is a metre deeper or is in front waiting for a kick in behind the line or something. They screwed up, but AJ, just perfect timing, right spot.
And if he is a metre back, he gets tackled. If he's a metre forward, he misses the ball. Like, he had to be exactly there to catch it and just go straight past Wazini. So just amazing stuff.
It's going to be one of the great rugby league yarns of all time, that the kid that in the NRL advertisement morphed into GI turns out to be the highest try scorer in the game's history. That's unbelievable. Only rugby league could produce that.
It's so good. It's so good.